Hello everybody, and welcome back to Creating Hanley. My name is Kimberly. I am your host here at Creating Hanley, and in today's block, we are creating this beauty called Old Glory. And it is from this book right here. I'm giving 100% credit to this book, and that is on this page. Page number 295, block number 575, if you're following along in this book. Oh, and it's not the Easy 3D, it's this one right here. Oh, not Spring Blossom. Old Glory. I always have trouble with this book. It's thick and it doesn't lay well because it should be spiral bound. I don't know who didn't think of that. Anyway. So, that's the block we're making. We're making this block. Now, this red-white part is simple. It's this little part here that's a little bit fiddly. It's not complicated, but you have to think. And I actually made this block unit two different ways. Same block unit, two different ways. I actually made a video on this already, and yeah. So, we're going to get into this, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you if you don't have this book, I'm going to tell you all the cuttings that you need. Now, this picture, there are 6 fabrics, so you can make this really scrappy. 2 reds, 2 whites, and 2 blues. So that's how the author did it here. The creative author is Maria Pagler by quiltsandcreativity.com. So she put that into that book. I did not follow the CD instructions. I just followed this little teeny tiny instruction bit right here, and I stared at the picture an awful lot, and I stared at this picture an awful lot, and then I just figured it out. It's a pinwheel. It's a basic pinwheel. We have done pinwheels on this channel before. However, I did it 2 different ways when I did these 2 different blocks. So, excuse me. Let me tell you what you need first. So I'm going to read everything here, okay? And if you don't, get your pencil, get your pen, get your paper right now and write this down. If you miss it, just rewind and listen again. So I'm going to tell you verbatim what they have in this book. They say cream, not white. So you can use, like, it's Old Glory. So it should be like a little, faded kind of a bandana-ish, fabric-ish, okay? Cream print number 1. 1 square, cut 3 1/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch. They label that A. 2 squares, same fabric, cream print number 1. 2 squares, 2 7/8 inch by 2 7/8 inch. They label that B. Navy stripe print, or navy stripe fabric. 1 square, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch. They label that A. Navy print. 2 squares, 3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch. You guys understand that a square is the same all the way around. That makes it a square. Now we're going to get into rectangles, what they call rectangles, which are actually these strips right here. So what I just told you makes this little piece right here. Now what they call rectangles are these strips. Okay, so 2 red prints. So you need 2 different red prints or the same red print. I just used the same. I don't have 2. I only used 3 fabrics. They used 6. So it's up to you. But I'm just reading verbatim. 2 red prints from each. 1 rectangle they label D is 2 3/8 inch by 6 7/8 inch. One rectangle they label E, 2 1/8 inch by 12.5 inch. So the unfinished block measures 12.5 by 12.5. So these strips right here are 12.5 inches unfinished. Now, if you want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room so that you have some trim space, because sometimes these might get a little wonky or a little jagged, you can do that. Feel free. It's up to you. But I'm just telling you why it's that width, because this makes a 12.5 by 12.5 inch unfinished block. So if you want some trim room, give yourself a little bit of extra. So we got the reds now. Now the cream print. Now this cream that I'm talking about is the different, and it's for these stripes. The first cream was for this. Now we're talking about this. So we're gonna have identical measurements from the red. Okay. One rectangle they label D, 2 3/8 inch by 6 7/8 inch. Sound familiar? And then the last two rectangles in cream, these two, are labeled E, again, 2 1/8 inch by 12.5 inch. Okay? So if you didn't get that right now, pause it, go back, get all your measurements. If you have a question, leave a comment. But this is what we're making. Now, let me move this. Let me show you close up here. So I'm going to take you down to this surface, and I'm going to show you these two different. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. So, I don't know if you can see that. There, maybe you can see it that way. Now let's really dissect this and show you what happened here. Now this one's a little wonky. Actually, they're both a little wonky because I had to rip some stitches out and re-sew for a different reason. It's for other reasons, but suffice it to say, it's a little wonky because I had to do that a couple times for both of these. Okay, so this is the way it's said in the directions. And then as I was making my tutorial video, I did it this way. Now let's just take a look at this, okay? This right here, now this is a 4-patch. This creates a 4-patch. So what we're doing is we're creating this little unit, this square unit right here, this square unit, and this square unit right here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 patches. You put those together and you get this unit. Okay, now if you look at this, this is a half square triangle. If you look at this square, this is a quarter square triangle. Okay, this is a quarter square triangle. This unit, now if you think of this side and this side, this is a half square triangle as a unit. And this is a half square triangle as a unit. So as a unit right here, this is a half square triangle. But it has a half square triangle in here too. So this is a little quarter. This is a half, or maybe, yeah, this is a quarter and this is a quarter, right? This unit is a quarter, this is a quarter. That makes a half square triangle right here. And then this piece right here is the other half of that square, So this is another triangle. Okay, we got that. 4-patch, put it together. Now, if you compare that to what I did over here, same patch, same size, same pieces, but I made this piece a square, and then I added on the sides triangles. So whereas this triangle is built into this square unit, and then you make a patch. This is the patch, and you put those 4 together. This is separate. I made this, and this was totally by accident. I did this. I made this the unit, and then once I realized that I had this as the unit, and then I had these triangles left over, so what I had done was put this on point, basically. And this actually is a square in a square that is a video series that I did in January. So that video series in Squares on Squares is already done. But I just wanted to show you the 2 different ways that we got to the same square. Okay? Now, my computer is saying my disk is almost full. So I might have to do this again. So yeah. So this is the hard part. It's not really hard, but you got to be alert. And then once you have that, you can put these 3 together, and then these 4 strips together. So you sew these 3 together, you sew these 4 together, and then this is a separate unit, this is a separate unit. Once you make this unit, you put these 2 units together, and then you have this up here and this down here already made, and then you sew those together right there. Okay, I might have to end it right here. We're going to do this, I think, in another video. If I can't get it all in today, I'm going to end this right here. We're going to do another video just on how to make this. Be right back.